Okay, this is Nick Rook with College Golf Camps of America. Hope everyone's well. Today we continue our series on, college spring preview, and today we have Coach Jay Goble from Baylor University with us. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for joining us, taking time out of your day. So real quick, let's just jump right into it. So currently you guys are ranked 65th in Golf Week, and you guys obviously coming off just a huge year last year playing for the national title. Didn't go exactly your way, but at the same time, what an experience for you guys. So maybe talk to us a little bit about, how that went last May and then over the summer, maybe into the fall, and kind of how you guys, the players you lost, maybe the players you got coming back, and how your fall season went.
Well, last year was definitely an unbelievable year, and one that we'll all remember for a long time, having a chance to compete for a national championship and being very close. We were basically about a hole away from being national champions, and the thing about match play is it's not over till it's over. And Mariah Stackhouse and Stanford University, they kicked it in the gear the last hole and were able to pull out the victory, narrow victory above us. But I don't take anything away from what we did last year. I mean, we had we won our conference, the Big 12, for the first time ever as a university, and we won regionals for the first time ever, shooting 22 under par. And then again to finish second at nationals was unbelievable. And basically it was just a building process over my first 4 years at Baylor. We had a great foundation of players there my whole 4 years, but I think adding Dylan Kim in the middle of the year last year was kind of the icing on the cake, and she helped us kind of get to that next level to have, really 2 All-Americans on the same team when you only have 5 players is pretty awesome. So adding her last spring was basically what took us over the top, and we had 3 wins in the spring and finished second at nationals, which was a great accomplishment. And coming in from there, we Haley Davis was our 3-time All-American. She graduated, is now playing on the Symetra Tour this year. Dylan Kim, who was our other All-American last year, actually got hurt at the beginning of the fall, so she hasn't played for us and is most likely going to redshirt this year because of this injury that she's recovering from. But again, she came to school early, so she's going to have 3 years of eligibility left after this year, and she'll be a big part of our future. But we're just looking for her to get 100% and get ready for the next couple of years here at Baylor. And I think all of us here just want what's best for her. So she's most likely not going to play the rest of the year and going to take that medical red shirt. But besides that, I have playing in my lineup right now, starting next week at Palos Verdes in California. I have 3 of the 5 players that were on that national championship team that are going to be in the lineup, and a few new fresh faces too. So we didn't have an ideal fall last fall because it's just a different team, and part of the reason that we play a regular season is that we're trying to get ready for the end of our year, our postseason or our big season. So I think the team learned a lot about themselves and the way they need to practice and how much better they need to get and where they need to get better last fall, and we've continued to build on that. And this spring we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use all these regular season events as learning experiences and get ready for our Big 12 championship regionals, and hopefully we'll get through and make it to nationals.
There you go. Now that's obviously you have losing Dylan Kim is obviously huge because of her experience and her play. So who else do you feel like you're going to be able to lean on, or are you planning on leaning on this spring within your lineup? Is there a couple of gals that you know for sure that are just going to be, kind of bookends for you, and maybe
Yeah, absolutely.
surprises, you think?
Yeah, I think Laura Lenardi, who was our only senior that's really traveled her whole 4 years, is a great player. I mean, she's ranked in the top 70 in the world, and she's going to be a big part of our spring. She's currently playing as our best player, and again, she's awesome. She's going to be there. She played on that national championship team, and then I have two more players that played on that team as well, who were freshmen last year with Dylan. Giovanna Maimon from Mexico and Lauren White from St. Andrews, Scotland. Both of them, they just they continue to develop and continue to be really good leaders on our team. They're just sophomores, so and they've already have that really great experience from last year. So they know what it's like to be there. They know what it's like to prepare for the big events at the end of the year. So I would say that those three are going to be the main ones that I'm going to lean on throughout the year. And again, they have all the experience in the world. We just need to get some of the other players to buy in and get them to also just prepare and learn from every day and learn from experiences, good and bad, to get better. And I think one of the great things we had is we had another player start in January this year. Her name's Maria Vesca. She's from Colombia, so she's going to bring a little spark to our team that we needed, and she's already done that in qualifying for this first event. She's inside the number right now, and I think that she's kind of pushing everybody to be better because, hey, now we got another player that we have to beat. So
Sure.
she's pushing our lineup to get better as well. So again, I'm not worried about the fall. I'm worried I just want our team to continue to get better and learn from mistakes, good and or learn from their experiences, good and bad. And we're going to do that, and we're going to come out swinging this spring, and I'm sure we're going to do much better.
Well, yeah, it's always good to be competitive within your own team, right, and the kids to push each other.
Absolutely.
And so you got girls from all over the world, really, all over the globe. You travel quite a bit to to find these young ladies, and so going into this Northrop Grumman Van Paus Verdes, I mean, that's a pretty solid field, right? If I recall, it's a pretty deep field. And so how do you get your girls? Yeah, how do you get your girls? Maybe something that you guys try to, some type of team concept to, bring these girls from all over the country in and get them to believe in each other and fight for each other and, kind of, all about Baylor. What's some of the things you do to do that?
Well, I think that's part of the great thing about bringing people in from all around the world is that, they become their own little sorority or their own little group, and they're all really great friends. They live together. The girls on the team are best friends with one another. So that team chemistry is part of what made us so successful last year. I mean, the group that we had were just so supportive and looked after one another and helped motivate one another so much that that's why we were able to accomplish some pretty awesome things last year. But
Sure.
again, I think the big thing that I always try to do in the spring is I try to get them as many competitive rounds in before we leave for California. I think that that's part of our advantage, being a southern school, and we've had really great weather in Waco the past couple of weeks. I'm looking at it's in the 60s already at 10 o'clock in the morning right now in January. So we've had good weather. We'll have anywhere from 10 to 12 competitive rounds of golf in before we get to California, which again, we don't have to hop on a plane to go do that. We can stay here in Waco and get out on the golf course. And we had a couple cold rounds last week, but again, it's going to be in the 60s today, 70s this weekend. We're going to get a lot of rounds of golf in, and and just having the team qualify all the time, like they're just qualifying for their spot and they're grinding for their spot, and that helps us when we get into when we get to California. We've had 10 to 12 competitive rounds where a lot of the schools might not, I mean, they might have been in snow, or maybe we're able to travel to Arizona or to Florida for a couple of days to get some rounds in. Well, we've already played 12 to 15, I mean, I don't know exactly how many rounds we're going to have in, but we started practice, a week and a half ago, and we play golf basically every day. So that's going to help us. And, and then we're going to go play in California, and we're going to learn from that event to get ready for Miami. And we're going to play a lot of golf in between California and Miami, and then get to Miami and play. So competition and getting under the fire is what ultimately makes you better, competing as much as you can. And again, we compete a lot, and especially in the spring we compete a lot. So I think that's our advantage, is that we compete all the time. We're always trying to play for our spots, and then playing in a lot of events just keeps that competitive edge going, and that's what we're looking for.
So the fall, won't take a whole lot more of your time, but so the fall, do you feel like you guys, as a team, you underachieved? You kind of, it's kind of what you expected, losing, a couple of great players, obviously the injuries. So you feel like the fall, you exceeded your expectations, you kind of met them, or maybe you underachieved a little bit?
Well, not to say that I don't put a lot of emphasis on the fall. I mean, it's still competition, and it's still going out and getting the competitive juices flowing again. But I don't worry about the fall too much. I mean, coming into Palos Verdes last year, we were 60th in the country. We're 65 this year. Look how our year ended. So I don't think that not to de-emphasize it, I don't think the fall is the end-all be-all. I think, again, if we're learning from mistakes, and we're getting better, and we're really analyzing each tournament and seeing, hey, I mean, was it my short game this week? Was it my long game? Was it my mental approach? Was it my preparation? Really trying to dig deep and see exactly why we didn't play as well as we did, and learning and getting ready for the next event better than you did the last one. That's what it's all about. And you want them to peak at the end of the spring, right? What's that? You want to get them. You're more concerned about getting them to peak towards the end of the spring. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not that I don't care how we play in the fall. It's just, I really, really care how we play in April and May. And if I can get my team better and get them ready for April and May, that's when you want to peak. That's when you want to be playing your best golf. And, there's a method to my madness. I mean, again, I schedule us pretty deep into the spring. We play a lot of tournaments right before conference. Again, I want us to be as competitively ready to go by the time we're ready to play in the Big 12 championship. That, maybe we haven't had the best year, but again, when we show up in San Antonio at the end of April, we got as good a chance as anybody when we tee off in the first round. So we're going to be ready to go for those events, and just try to be ready for those. That's the plan every year. Well, you guys certainly, it's a great story from last year. You guys played obviously amazing. It's a great kind of testimonial for your efforts with being 60th in the country last fall, or the previous fall, and then finishing number 2. Essentially, I mean, you say you're one hole away from winning it. It seemed like it was more like one shot here on, with that final match, one shot here, one shot there, as opposed to an entire hole. You guys were so close. It was fun to watch on TV. I think I'm not the only one that feels that way. So, Coach, we appreciate your time. Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck this spring, and it'll be fun to watch you guys and watch you guys make a run out of it again. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, Coach. Have a great day.